If he changed the name to drop down.
Come on!
Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Welcome to another Thursday night football special. We've only got the three of us tonight, so I'll welcome the chaps on in a minute. But what we're proposing is, if someone out there would like to come on and have a conversation about the subject and bring it up with us, actually come on live with us, shout, let us know, put a message up on here, whatever you want to do. And we can send you a link and get you on the show. So, anyone got something they want to say, as long as it's, sensible, I can imagine now what we just let ourselves in for, chaps. Right, without further ado, Nigel, how you been? Have you had a good week?
Yeah, it's been pretty much Groundhog Day with me. It's been all right. I've been watching all the football and playing my stream, so ready for another session tonight.
Cool. And you had a busy weekend, didn't you, down with the old DJing?
Yeah, I done Saturday at the Neppy, and then I done the Easter Sunday in the afternoon. That was quite busy.
Yeah,
it's always a busy weekend at Easter, isn't it?
Like I say, folks, you need to catch Cally every night at 9 o'clock. He takes you through to the wee hours. So if you get insomnia, you know what to do. Get on with Cally on Mixcloud. Right, Simon, how are you?
Not bad.
Good.
Fantastic weekend of football, Friday and Monday for us, so I'm well happy.
You have to excuse me, folks. This is the glory of being live. And fucking batteries are run out on my mouse. I can't. So I've just got new batteries out. Right, okay.
But your batteries ran out a long time ago, mate.
Yeah. Right, okay. Dan's not with us this week, as Ben Cliff's quite rightly pointing out. No, Ben, he is driving a choo-choo train at this very moment in time. And as much as he would love to be listening, he knows if anyone's on here from his company, which there may well be, he knows that they'll know that he's on the phone whilst driving a train. So I can imagine that being quite a bad thing to be doing. It's bad enough, I guess, doing it in a car, doing it in a train with a few hundred people on, and you're on the mobile. Well, Dan's good at making wrong turns on the track, isn't he? But no, Dan, we will be seeing Dan a little bit later. We're going to be showing some very, very wrong size battery. Boolarks. Right. We're going to be showing Dan a little bit later on in a very, 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 very funny outtake of his video blog that he did at the Palace Chelsea semi-final. And it will have you in tears, I promise. It had me in tears. Nigel, you've not seen it yet. It is hilarious. Anyway, we're going to crack on. We're going to go straight in. I'll tell you what, let's go straight in with the big news today, although not a surprise. Man United, and I hope I pronounce this right, have appointed Tanhago, however you pronounce it, as their new manager. He's staying with Ajax until the end of the season, and then he's over to Matt. He has got a job and a half on his hands, isn't he?
And adjust.
Yeah, I think he's they're talking about a big clear out down there, aren't they? I think there'll be a lot of players. Trouble is, it's not like they haven't got good players down there. They're just not performing, are they? There's something wrong at that club that they're just not doing it.
So Ben's saying good appointment. Yeah, I think if you look at, I mean, I've only really looked into it last couple of days actually, but this Tan Hag or Haig or how you're supposed to do a in it, in ya, with these Dutch names. Anyway, oh dear, I'm on one today. Right, obviously his ways operated at Ajax, he brought them back, especially with the youth and all that, which sounds like Man United need to do. Did anyone watch the game the other night? Liverpool game with them?
Oh, they got murdered,
No, I didn't. But all I know is it was embarrassing. By all accounts.
I watched bits and pieces of it, and it's everything the pundits said after the match. Neville and Keane, they're exactly right. There was no passion. Didn't seem interested, and Liverpool just played with them really.
Yeah. I'm just looking at some of the comments. We're busy. Ben's busy. Dan is on, so Dan must be parked up somewhere. That's all I can say. He is listening. He's obviously parked up. Right. Okay. So, it's what it is. I don't think it's a surprise. And boy, oh boy, that man has got a job on his hands. Right. Let's touch on another one up in the Premiership before we move on to some other areas. Sean Dyche. What was all that about?
We need him back at Watford, mate. I tell you, he'd do a great job.
He won't come. I don't think he won't come back to Watford because he was treated badly.
Oh yeah,
by the Potsos when they took over the club. They bombed him out to bring Zola in, which I understand the reasoning behind that. It was because they thought Zola could bring in bigger names, whereas Sean Dyche hadn't really materialised to the man he is today, But I don't understand. I understand the need for change at Burnley. I think he's been there 10 years. Fair play to him. I think he's done a fantastic job. However, the timing, terrible decision by Burnley. I'll be happy to have him at Stoke.
Do you know what, mate? What he's achieved at Burnley is like getting a team into the UEFA Cup every season. Yeah. Just keeping them up where he did for that amount of time, and even when they went down, he got them back up again.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of respect for the guy.
Absolutely.
I said it was just the fact they didn't have anyone either to come in. They didn't have anyone lined up to replace him.
Logic.
No.
There's no logic. One of the funny stories coming out of that is they've got a pub near the ground called something Dyche. I don't know if it's the Sean Dyche or something like that.
Yeah, it was renamed for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the pub's name, and they were talking to the landlady, and they're keeping the name. I mean, he's become a legend at Burnley. To be fair, I think whilst maybe most of them would say maybe the long term having a new manager, maybe it's right now for them, but to do what they've done, one, there's no footballing logic behind it because they've not got anyone to replace him. The guy who stepped into his shoes is a failed Tranmere manager who failed at Tranmere, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? And
truth be, Gaz, that like whoever they bring in now, or when they did bring them in, I don't think they were going to stop Burnley going down anyway. So at least at least let the guy finish the job, and if they go down, then they've got a valid excuse for saying, "Look, we think we need to change things around." But like you said, when they done it, it was just pointless, really.
Yeah, it's a massively interesting battle there because that last-minute equaliser that Everton got the other night could be the point that keeps them up because it means that had they not got that, then it really was a toe-to-toe match. Now they've got that extra point on Burnley, which means that, they've just got that little edge, Everton. But Everton are a right mess, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not playing at the moment, are they? They've got good players as well. It just
Yeah, I was going to say again, this is another club with really top name players that are just, getting paid extortionate money like they are at Man United, who just ain't performing. We won't go back down the road of overpaid players tonight. We'll leave that alone.
no.
We'll leave that old chestnut for another day.
Listen, the motivation for these players, it's got to be inside their own heads. They've got to want to be winners and hate losing. But I don't think they do. I mean, the motivation for me back in the day when I played football was the win bonuses. You don't get any win bonuses in a month, and it hurts you. Now they don't even play for win bonuses. They probably get a pot of gold if they win the European Champions League, which gets divided between them all. But there's no win bonuses, and they get their money in the bank every week, and win, lose, or draw. So
it's really interesting, Nigel, because, like I say, you played at top level, right? You at the end of the day, you played in the golden era at Watford, runners up in the league to Liverpool, so on and so forth, FA Cup, Europe, and the thing is, back them days, like you're saying, it got to the point where, as much as you're motivated just to be a player anyway, you were there for the love of playing football. And I'm not saying all these other players, the modern day players, are not there for the love of football, but I suspect it takes second place to the love of money. But back in your day, do you think the fact that there was a financial motivation, as well as, the fact that you love playing the game, but that financial motivation doesn't exist today because they're already on too much money. So a win bonus means nothing to them. These guys, I mean, that latest one that's going to Man City on half £500,000 a week, come on, a win bonus is going to mean absolutely nothing to a lot of these top flight players. Are we seeing the arrogance of these players coming through at the likes of Man United, at Everton? Because Everton shouldn't be where they are. The players on paper there should be flying, really. Do you think that could be a massive difference? Like you say, back in your day, top flight players, there was a financial motivation, but I can't see that they've got that this day and age.
Yeah, they sign one good contract and they're made for life, really. But
yeah,
you look at players like Rooney when he was playing, and Beckham's, and they were on top wages, but they were players that hated losing. And that's I think there's a difference in mentality. And it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when he's at Man United. He says, "I've got to treat the players differently to how I was treated when I played for Alex Ferguson." He says, "You can't shout at players these days; they won't respond to you. They go under. So you've got to do things in a different way." Now, the Man United players like Roy Keane, Beckham, Scholes, all the players that played under Ferguson, they knew they didn't do it. They were going to get a rocket at half time or at full time, and then players had it. It was ingrained into them that you don't want to lose. And they didn't want to lose. And we talked about Ronaldo's reaction with that kid with the phone last week, but he's another one who hates losing. He wants to win medals wherever he goes. He wants to win games. So I can understand. I can't condone what he's done, but that's his frustration at not winning a match. There's not enough passion in players at the moment, I don't think, at the top level about wanting to win matches. It's something like, say, Man United, they probably get the best of everything there. How many of them really got it in them?
Yeah. Like I say, I think there's a few clubs you could look at, it's interesting. It'd be interesting to see what happens at Man United. It's also going to be really interesting to see what happens at Everton if they stay up or if they go down. But it will be interesting. Okay, so Sean Dyche, crazy decision. We're going to touch on non-league, and we're going to talk about some of the sides that we've become quite close to and done some video blogs and whatnot. There's some exciting stuff going on there. We are coming to the business end of the season now, and we've already now seen Fulham up. Marco Silva, not that I like him, don't like him, he's a snake. There you are. But what can he make it in the Premier League? Well, he didn't do much at Watford, and he didn't do much at Everton, in my view, but there we are. But yeah, be interested to see. They've got their lovely new stand at Fulham, which next season will only be open at the lower tier. They reckon it's quite an impressive looking thing right on the River Thames. Fulham back up there. Is this the start of us seeing an elite Premier League and then an elite group of clubs that will just go up and down, up and down, up and down?
Well, the thing is, I mean, like, Mitrovic has been unbelievable this year.
Mad amount of goals, 40, isn't it?
But he couldn't get him in the Premiership before when he was in there.
No.
And like, you know, if he carries on his form into the Premiership, then they've got every chance of doing okay next year. But yeah, it's been like we talk about Fulham going up. Derby went down this week, and I mean, you see the amount of fans that went to Loftus Road and unbelievable fans. So it's been sort of happiness and sadness at both ends. But I think the Derby fans were unbelievable at QPR. They were still there 20 minutes after the game had finished. And by all accounts, there was a load of people at the training ground when the coach...
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
I've seen the footage. Brilliant.
Rooney got off the coach and did a little speech.
Yeah, he made the players get off with him, you know.
Yeah.
So they got a really warm reception back at the training ground when they come back that night. And Rooney got off the bus and made the players come off, and he went out and he spoke with them all. I found a real new admiration for Wayne Rooney. I really have. I think he's done a cracking job at Derby. I think that I know it's an if, but he certainly seems he would like to stay on and rebuild the club. That's come out of his own mouth. I think there's probably some ifs and buts around it. But, yeah, I've found a newfound respect for him. I really have.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
I hope he stays at Derby and does that, because I think the respect that man will get by staying with Derby and rebuilding Derby, which he wants to do, he's said clearly that's what he'd like to do. The way he's interacted with the fan, I think fantastic. I see we got Damo. Damo, he's Derby, isn't he?
Who?
Damo McDermott.
Yeah,
He's on there.
Yeah, Damo, yeah.
Derby. But I think if you can keep hold of Wayne, I think, one, it'll do him the world of good, and I think it'll do Derby the world of good, and they can go down with their heads held high. It's not the fans' fault what happened, and the players. It's not their fault what happened with the hierarchy at that club.
I think, I think he'll, like you mentioned before, he's high profile. I think will enable us to probably get some young lads off the likes of Man U and a few of the Premier League clubs, and. You know, like I said, with a manager like him, he'll have the profile, get a few good players. Perhaps a few of them at the back end of their careers to come down and, you know, come in our club, get us up for one season and give you a free transfer at the end of it. So,
I think, like I say, I as a player, he was what he was. He's a great player, but I must admit, I think a newfound respect for him after what I've seen through what's gone on. Just quick, I've just picked up on a comment from Mark Day. No one does much at Watford. This is very true. I think I worked out since in 35 years, they've had 35 managers at Watford. 27 managers in 35 years, of which I think the majority of them have been in the last sort of 4 or 5 years. Absolutely madness.
And probably none of them English either, apart from Dyche.
Yeah, we had Pearson, didn't we? There for a little while, but he fell out with them and they had a big row at West Ham. And then who was the Scottish lad? For 1 week. They give him the job for 1 week. I can't remember his name now.
That's why you can't remember him.
Oh, mate. Yeah, he's a Scottish fella. And if someone's on here, know what I'm on about. No, it's all right, Mark. Don't worry, mate. Mate, I've lost all interest at the minute with what goes on at that club, because no one can get their head around Watford at the minute, mate.
I think they're down. Down,
mate. The Brentford result was the end of Watford. You're absolutely right.
I mean, they got Man City this weekend. That could be another 6-7-0 job. That.
Well, yeah, the attitude of the players, there is an ability there, and we've seen it in certain games this season. But the attitude, overall attitude, I would say now that they've probably resigned that they're down. So I would imagine we're just going to be cannon fodder for the next
But
few games.
if you're in the Championship next season, you'll be doing a few away games then, guys, yeah?
Yes, well, yeah, I must admit there's a relegation party because it will become a relegation party at the last game of the season at Chelsea, and they got the big boat going down the River Thames, and I'm on that. So I'll do a video blog of that because we've done that before again when we played Fulham, and that's a really good thing. And a lot of fans started doing it now. It is good fun. There you go, Billy McKinley.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you
Billy
something.
McKinley, 1 week he was Watford manager.
Gary, I'll tell you something now. Right, it's been that bad at Watford this year. I mean, I've seen things on social media this week, and it's totally dividing the fans. It has. There's so much. People are getting called out. They're just having an opinion.
I know. I've seen it. It's really divisive, and that ain't like Watford fans. Really, they're not. They really are. I mean, there are people calling people out because they're saying it's time for the Pozzos to move on, and I mean, I'll give you my opinion of it all, and that is Duxbury needs to have it on his toes. He needs to jog on. I don't think he's any good to the club whatsoever. I think the Pozzos, I'm not necessarily saying they've got to go, but they've got to completely look at the structure they put in that club. And they've come under a lot of criticism in what is it now? 8 years, I think they've been there now. And at first this management rotation worked, but it doesn't anymore. And I'd organised a thing for Watford fans outside of the area, and I got Deanie up there, and I got Duxbury up there. This going back a few years, we did it at Leighton Buzzard Football Club, and I'll never forget it. One of these fan forums, but anyway, so I sorted it all out, and we got it out there, and well done for them coming up the way they did. A couple of other people there from the club, and the one thing that Duxbury was very adamant on at Watford was that it didn't really matter about the managers. They were like there, but it didn't matter how many times we swapped a manager. The structure that they adopted at the club meant the managers were irrelevant in the basis of how long they were there. And from that day, and I'm going back a few years now, from that day, I always thought myself, I can't see that because, if you look at any other club, and especially successful clubs, their management or their managers, they bring a level of continuity into the side, a stability. And then you'll find that they'll play a system. Yeah. Well, if you look at how Watford have played over the last few years, Nigel, mate, they've never, other than the odd games where they suddenly are on fire, you know what I mean? It don't feel like they know what they're doing as a team. The cohesion don't seem to be there other than the very odd few games. And I genuinely put it down to the fact that there's been no management stability at that club. Therefore, the manager comes in, he has a different way of doing things. It's every 5 minutes. So a lot of these players...
Well, yeah, one manager signs players to play a certain system, and then that manager goes, the new manager comes in, those players don't fit into that system. He brings his own new players in, and it's roundabout, isn't it?
Well, according to Duxbury, that's fine. They can do that. But I don't think it's biting them on the bum, Nigel. What do you think?
Well, some of them don't even use the word manager anymore, do they? Just call them the first team coach. That just shows you how stupid the game's got at the moment. Like I said, back in the day, the manager used to be the highest paid person at the club. No footballers on any more money than the manager. And they used to make mostly all the decisions. The only thing they used to have to okay was with the board. If you wanted to buy a player or didn't have to explain his tactics to them. Obviously, if they weren't doing well, they'd be asking questions. But, where's the manager's title gone these days?
Sorry, Matt, I just got text through on something. You're right. And, mate, look, if you look at Liverpool with Klopp, it took him time to get Liverpool where they are now. Yeah. Ferguson, I know it's boring because you hear this all the time, but exactly, all these managers need a bit of time to bring the club to fruition. Again, Rooney, will he be given the time to rebuild Derby if he wants to do it? I'm sure he will.
That was all before they became businesses, so guys. They were football clubs. They were football clubs before. Now the businesses. It's all about.
It's interesting you say that, Nigel, because one of the other things that's come out today, and I'm going to say this, but please, I don't want people thinking that I'm being derogatory over the equality and all that. I'm not, but I'm going to put this to the question. So it's now become apparent that Lewis Hamilton and Serena Williams are going to possibly be part of the co-ownership of Chelsea Football Club. And the reason why they're going to do that, bearing in mind Hamilton's an Arsenal fan, right? It's not about football. It's because of Martin Broughton's stance on equality. So, fine. That's all great. But is that the right reason to buy into football clubs? I don't know. People will tear me to pieces over it, no doubt. But for me, they're not. I don't know. I can't say it's the right reason to buy a football club.
Why would an Arsenal fan want to buy into? Do you know what I mean? Is he not an Arsenal fan or what? Then?
I mean, look, Lewis Hamilton. I'm not a fan of Lewis Hamilton. I think he's very hypocritical in my view.
His dress sense is enough to dislike him anyway.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the reason would only be that it's just making a point, isn't it? Really, which is what he's been doing quite a lot of. So, I don't know. I'd be really interested if there's any Chelsea people watching what their views are. Would they be happy with Lewis Hamilton and Serena Williams as part of their club ownership? Maybe they will. I don't know. And I'm not saying no. I got no problem with the whole diversity thing and equality. Of course not. But is that the right reason to buy a football club? Not sure about that. Not sure. Anyway, all right. Well, look. I tell you what. Let's bring a bit of fun into it. Let's talk about the semis, right? And I'm glad I never said that last week because that got
well, I'm just thinking.
Right. Okay. So we had a semi. No, stop it. Right. No. So semi-finals. Obviously, Palace going down to Chelsea and Man City losing to Liverpool. Just on the Liverpool-Man City one, I mean, De Bruyne, who's by far probably the best player at the moment, he didn't even get off the bench for that game. Makes you wonder what the ulterior motive was. Do they view the FA Cup as a lesser cup, Man City? Did they want to save him because they want to get the Premier League title in? Because it is such a tight race. Interesting, because he was on the bench but never come off of it, De Bruyne, did he, on Saturday?
No. Their priority is the Champions League and winning the Premier. Yeah. And I think he's one of the best, if not the best player in the world at the moment. So obviously that team ticks when he's in it, and he's like the engine room. But I totally agree with Pep. It would have been stupid bringing him on for 20 minutes, and if he got injured again, he's out for the season then, isn't he? So
absolutely.
It's not whether it's a lesser cup, but it's just I think the two biggest targets for the football clubs are the Champions League Cup and the Premier League.
Yeah, of course it is for them. Yeah. In the other semi-final, it was obviously Crystal Palace versus Chelsea. Chelsea winning 2-0. And our man, Dan, being a Palace man, did an away day video blog. And people, if you've not, go onto our YouTube channel and look at our video blogs. We've got some great ones. I did one up Carlton Town against Nottingham Forest under 23s the other day. They're really interesting. We look at the grounds. We talk to owners and players and everything. They're really good. So go to our video page, please. Our YouTube page. Please subscribe as well. But have a look at some of the vlogs that we've done. They're fantastic. But this one was Dan's trip to the semi-finals. Now he's done it. you got to understand, we're not going to show you the whole video. What we're going to show you is Dan was pissed, right? As simple as that. And
He was out from 9. That's be fair. He was out from 9.
From the early hours. Now, on the way home, he's on the train going back to Croydon and decides to try and interview a few people. And, well, see for yourselves.
From London Bridge, going back to South London, and met a Palace fan on the train. Hello, mate. What's your name?
Darren.
What do you reckon about the game today, Darren? You a Palace fan? You Palace?
Yes, 100%. No, what happened was...
Right, I'm on the rattler from London. Just on the train from London Bridge back to East Croydon. Just found a Palace fan on the train. What's your name?
It's not going to happen, is it? It's
Darren. It's Darren.
Take the
Right, I just jumped on the train. Fucking hell. What the fuck? There we go. Right, on the way back home now from London Bridge to South London. Met a Palace fan on the train. Hello, mate. What's your name?
Darren.
What do you think about today's game?
Yeah, it was a game of 2 halves, wasn't it? Like first half was a bit of a stalemate. Second half, the cream probably from Chelsea rose to the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's football for you.
Any more cliches you want to stick in there?
No. But it was a game of 2 halves.
It was, wasn't it?
With no extra time.
So great atmosphere though, Palace fans, wasn't it today? Yeah.
I do think so.
Yeah.
It was a bit dull.
There's more. Shall I put the rest
There's
on?
more. It's just,
It'll be all right in the night.
Yeah.
oh, mate.
It's more like take that than take 6.
Shall I put the next one on?
Mate, there's another. I think there's another 4 or 5 outtakes on this for them to get it right. I mean, my head's hurting now. It's just so funny, man, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's like proper. Did you not think he'd look like he caught the sun as well? Did you? He's a bit red,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
What
little
was
bit.
that about? Do I think Liverpool will win the FA Cup? Yes. Simple as the answer to that.
Can I just say a quick hello to Ian Hiles? He's
Yeah.
he's a Watford fan living in Scotland at the moment. In
Oh,
Kilmarnock.
Ian, yes. And Ian, we are going to come up to Scotland and we're going to visit a couple of clubs which you're going to help us sort out next season. I know you are, mate. So, yeah, looking forward to that, Ian. But, yeah, I do think Liverpool win the FA. Chelsea, to me, I think as the season ends, I think they're just going to – I think the whole mess around Chelsea is going to get sort of to them in the end. I mean, it didn't look very good last night. Lukaku just walking around, and what the hell's going on with him? You know, I don't know. But, yeah. Okay, so after that bit of he had some fun down there, didn't he? That was funny. But if you want to go and watch the whole video of that day, the way Dan had at semis, then go on to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe while you're on there and check out some of the other vlogs that we've done because they're fantastic. And but no, he was in the box park and all that. And to be fair, I mean, Nigel, I don't know, you wouldn't have experienced it. They've got that thing called box park on Wembley Way now, and obviously we've been there a couple of times with the semis and whatnot with Watford, and it is a really, really, really good place to go for a bit of fun. Either that or the Green Man, I guess. But anyway, okay, so semi-finals done. What's your thoughts, Liverpool? What was that anyway?
I don't know. It don't sound like a bottle falling.
It was me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Piss said, look.
It's got whiskey tin there.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, sneaky.
It's empty.
Oh, I've lost my track now, haven't I? Right, okay. Arsenal or Chelsea, FA Cup, Nigel?
Arsenal or Chelsea? Arsenal at the moment.
No. Liverpool. Oh,
Liverpool.
Dan's little video's totally fuzzled my head now.
You've been drinking his whiskey?
I've been drinking his whiskey, yeah.
So we got Liverpool, who? Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah.
Chelsea.
I think Liverpool will be too good for them.
I
think Liverpool and Man City at the moment, they're a league above everyone else.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And that's a yes from you as well. We're all going to go with Liverpool on that one, are we?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll tell you another thing as well, mate. I'm not a biggest Liverpool fan. Never have been, but what a great gesture the other night when they all for Cristiano Ronaldo's son. I thought, the rivalry that Liverpool and Man United have got, I thought that was absolutely superb. So well done to Liverpool fans for that.
Yeah, definitely. And there's been some bad stuff come out of that with the Man United fans singing chants about Hillsborough that night.
Man City fans.
They're just idiots.
Man
City fans at the FA Cup semi-final, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought it was the Man United fans at Anfield the other night.
No, it was a match before
the semi-final, yeah.
Oh, right.
Even though seeing some tweets from some Man City fans,
are you sure Man United didn't do the same at Anfield as well then? All right. No, but anyway, either way, that is disgraceful. That is. I mean, there's low and there's low, and that is low. Low. That's a song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come on, Nigel. DJ out on. Come on, give us what's the tune?
No limits, weren't it? No limits.
Yeah. There you go. See, there you go. There's the DJ coming out. Right. Okay. So that's really pretty much covered off the semi-finals. Scunthorpe down. We've spoke about Derby. We've said about Fulham going up. Scunthorpe down.
We've got Scunthorpe last game of the season.
Yeah, club in trouble as well. The owners jacked in, and although they're not overly in debt, if I'm right in thinking, the owners put the club's debt against his business.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So fair play if he's done that.
It's a game we might need to win as well. So with them already down.
We'll touch on Bristol Rovers shortly, but let's just quickly touch on some of the non-league clubs that we've had an association with. Simon, who was on last week, Chippenham Town, he said their manager done a runner before they had a run of games that against some of the top sides, and yes, they did. They lost on Saturday. The interesting one, Billericay, obviously Nigel, and we've done a blog down there with Greg. Brilliant setup, lovely club, but really struggling at the moment, and they've just sacked their manager as well, but they managed to, in the end, get a 1-1 draw. They were 1-0 down. And if it's only on the basis that Dorking beat Welling 4-0, that they've managed to just move one place above Welling and stay safe. But that's going to go to the wire, I think.
I think I've got the tables in front of me, and they're bottom of the league at the moment.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're 1 point behind Welling.
Oh.
So both played 36 games.
Yeah.
Welling on 31 points and Billericay on 30. So I spoke to Greg the other day, and he just said it's basically just between them two who stays up now.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Right. Okay. What day is it today? Oh, maybe there's been another game midweek then. I don't know. I might have got that wrong. Yeah. I don't know what happened there, because obviously I went along and they lost to Chippenham, and then they've gone on a really bad run. So, Billericay fans, you can blame
saying that. No one will want to visit from us, will they?
I don't know. I went to Colton, and they beat Forest under 23s.
Oh, that's true.
So, just touching on Colton Town as well. That's a really, really. I mean, there's probably many, many really interesting leagues at the moment. But we'll touch on the Colton Town one because they've gone on an absolute stunning run. They beat Chase Town, who are third. They beat Belper, who are the bottom slot of the playoffs, who their possibility of them going up. But yeah, they've gone on an amazing run. I think 5 on the bounce now. They won 4-0 on Saturday. And it's such a shame because I was watching out, and I know Boatsy was at Cambridge City. They won 3-2 there. And oh no, sorry, that was the on the Friday because there was 2 games over the weekend, wasn't there? And Belper City, they were losing 1-0, which put Colton into the playoffs, right? And then all of a sudden they get to the draw, and then on the 90th minute Belper get a winner. Otherwise, Colton would have been in the playoff position, and it would have been in their own hands. But unfortunately, now they need Belper to lose, and they play Corby at home on Saturday. And Colton have got a really difficult game up at Stamford, which I'm hoping to go to. I'd like to go there because it's a nice little ground. They get a good little crowd. They are in with a shout of taking the top slot and winning the league as well. So it'll be a big crowd, and hopefully we'll get a good video done of Stamford Town. But yeah, that's a massively tight league. Northern Premier, Midland Division, Ilkeston are on 84 points, Chase Town are on 82, and Stamford are on 81, but have a better goal difference over Ilkeston. So Ilkeston have got to win. If any of them lose, so any one of them 3 could win the league in the last game of the season.
Yeah.
Isn't that brilliant? That's just absolutely.
Bit of breaking news for you. Burnley won. Burnley won Southampton 0, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Southampton they're playing. Yeah, I forgot that was on.
They're 1-0 up at the moment.
Mate, if Burnley get that win, right, that really puts a lot of pressure back on Everton.
It does, yeah. Just a point between them then, isn't it?
I've got a feeling. I've just got a feeling about Everton not making it. I don't know. We'll have to just keep an eye on that one. So we've got Andrew Brown from Weymouth, all but relegated from National League. That's a gutter. And mate, if Billericay, I said to Greg that I'd go to Weymouth with him on the weekend. But Andrew, we'll come to Weymouth anyway. Why not? Next year, we're going to plan the whole diary of trips to various grounds. And, let's do Weymouth. And then touching on that, 1-0. Touching on that and the non-league areas, what a terrific story coming out of the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
I know we've done a big piece on it. Club only formed in 2019 and not even able to play football until 2020. And they've come runners-up and they've been promoted into, and I don't know. It's obviously Northwest Summit, NWCFL, the same league that Macclesfield Town were in and won this year. And this is a brand new club, getting full houses.
Getting
really
4,000
lovely little stadium. Yeah, 3,000 something. It's full house. Lovely little stadium, brand new club. Interesting though. I'd love to get someone on to let us know how the other people in the league view that with the expense of getting out there. Now, if I'm right, if I remember rightly, I'm sure Jersey, they used to fund the away team coming over. That would be interesting because that's a big trip for any club to have to make over at the Isle of Man, isn't it?
For the fans, though, it's a good weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have to do an away day over there, chaps.
Get the ferry across.
Good luck. I felt I'd be throwing a stick in
but
Simon Lawrence says the running that Everton got is a nightmare.
It is.
So there's 1 point in it now. They've got a game in hand on Burnley, but there's only 1 point in it.
Yeah.
Well, do you think Lampard will still have his job if they go down?
You know what? There's an awful lot of. We've already tonight discussed the attitude of players, right? We've discussed the management situation with Watford. We've discussed Man United and Everton with the attitude of players. It's like he's taken on a club that was already in trouble. Yeah. He's not taken on a club that's flying. And we've already said the most successful managers, they're not success overnight. They're success over time.
Yeah, I mean, you even look at us, though. When Barton took us over last year, we had 11 games to play, got us relegated, could have easily sacked him. Right the way up to November this year, we were second from bottom at one point. We stuck with him. You know what I mean? Let's say that if we were a bigger club, the manager would have been out the door, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's a difficult one with Frank, isn't it? Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because, like I say, it's I think the problem is not all about Lampard, is it? He honestly should never have taken the job. Do you know what? It probably ain't wrong because, you know, he'd never been in that situation. This is a new set of sort of playing pressures for him as a manager to contend with. I don't know. Is Lampard good enough as well? Is the question, I suppose, isn't it? You know, he's yet to really prove himself. I think that's why I think Wayne Rooney doing what he's doing and staying with Derby. And if he does what he does, I think Wayne Rooney will gain so much respect, whereas Frank's gone straight in at the deep end, and this could damage his reputation. Will he keep his job? I don't know, mate.
Yep.
Is it the manager's fault at Everton, or is it the fact that these prima donna players are not playing for him? I don't know.
Problem seems to be a bit bigger than just the manager, doesn't it, at Everton?
It's got to be 50-50, really, isn't it? Because obviously, like Klopp and Guardiola and some other managers got into teams with big players, big reputations, and they've got them playing. So, you know, if Guardiola or Klopp went to Everton or one of the other sides, what would the outcome be then? I mean, I think they're both really top coaches, and they could probably get players playing for them. But I think a lot of time at the moment, these players at the good clubs, top players, for some reason they're not playing together, or they're not playing for the manager. Yeah.
Player power. It's like you've already said, you know, the role of the manager back in your day. You know, that's it. They were the governors. They were the top paid people. They was, you know, these days I'm afraid it's very much reverse role. I think players. Anyway, we're going. Jersey and Guernsey are going well too. Yes, they have. Good. Thank you, Andrew. So Jersey and Guernsey are doing well. There's another trip that we need to do. Yes, they have to fund the away team trip. I thought they did. I wonder if that would be the same for the Isle of Man then. Jersey and Guernsey have to fund the away team. Mate, they must have some sponsorship. Blimey. But yeah, so I think I've covered. Oh, let me just check that I've covered off what I wanted to cover off. Yeah, I pretty much covered off what I wanted to cover off. Nige, you're going to talk to me about robots or something, aren't you?
No, just I think it was in the papers or on social Facebook. Some guys having trouble pulling birds or getting into a relationship, and it's
go on, carry on, mate. I'm just turning my light on.
He's forked out £3,300 for a female robot. And,
how much?
About £3,300 for a female robot that he could pick his own one out of a catalogue, and it speaks and moves the head. I don't know. But he's on about getting married. He wants to be the first person to get married to a robot.
No.
Yeah, so,
what's the world coming to, man? I presume the robot does sexual favours as well, then, yeah?
Well, I don't know. So,
program in.
For that amount of money. So, listen, when is the dates for the World Cup? Is it?
It's November, isn't it?
Is it November?
End of November, and I think the final is December the 19th or 18th, something like that. Right.
Because we were sort of touching on it before about the fact that there's certain laws over there that you can't drink at certain times or certain places.
Sorry, mate.
You're thinking about getting a robot now, aren't you?
Comment there, does it answer back? Because I'm tempted. That's funny, man.
Yeah, I was just about this MSC Cruises. I thought they'd come out with a brilliant idea apparently, because of all the laws in a Muslim country about drinking and not being able to do certain things, they're actually going to dock a boat in the harbour, and they're going to sell the rooms at, I think, £400 for 4 nights. And because it's not on shore, you're actually offshore. You'll be able to drink on there. There's nightclubs, there's entertainment, there's restaurants. And I just thought, what a great idea that is for the, sort of thinking outside the box. The ship's company just thought, we can make some money out of this, and it'll benefit the people going over there.
You know what? It's mad, because some of the prices that are being quoted, that people are being told hotel rooms, thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
For hotel rooms out. I suppose if you're out there for the month, though, even £100 a night, you're talking £3,000 into straight away.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they're targeting the first 3 matches that England are playing. So I think that's basically, they're looking at the English fans and stuff like that. But I just thought it was a great idea, to be honest.
I mean,
brilliant idea,
I've got to tip my hat to England fans. I don't agree with the World Cup being there, but I do have to tip my hat to the fans that are going to probably have to get another mortgage out to go there. I mean, the level of commitment that England well, I suppose that goes for every fan that goes out there from any country. That is going to be a tough World Cup for fans. 1, the heat for a start. It's going to be unbearable. 2, the rules and everything else that, like you say, if you're pissed up going back into town and you put your arm around your mate to start singing, they'll think you're queer and have you locked up and have your head chopped off or whatever else they do. But I just that's going to be a lot of money. It's crazy.
When you look back, World Cups like the one in Japan, that was very expensive for the fans as well, wasn't it? Japan,
Yeah.
Maybe not to this level, but
you know what? It's like anything, though. Again, you've got the governing bodies of football, you've got the government and everyone else, not just our government, but in every country, that allow the hotels, the airline companies, as soon as they find out that West Ham are playing Frankfurt, the price on the day before the draw is £30 to get a plane to Frankfurt. Then as soon as they make the draw and West Ham are playing in Frankfurt, it's now £400.
Yeah.
They exploit the fans. And here's, again, me and my little rant, which I haven't had properly today, so why not? Let's have a rant. This is where governing bodies, that includes governments, the governing bodies of football, they allow the fans to have the piss taken out of them.
Yeah.
And they do have the piss taken out of them, because they just whack the prices. They quadruple the prices of travel, hotel costs and everything else. It's madness that they're allowed to do it. So unless they're going to regulate this and say, right, at the end of the day, your hotel charges have been this for the last 6 months. So therefore, they're not allowed to go above that for travelling supporters. Your flights have averaged at this for the last... All right, you might not get it for £35, but you're going to get it for £65 maybe because it averaged out over the... so therefore, they cap to stop the exploitation of football supporters.
Airlines have had carte blanche to do what they want for years anyway. Look at what they do with the school holidays. The prices of flights, they triple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's been the argument for years about school holiday prices. So it's not just airlines, is it? Holiday parks, everything.
Yeah, they all do it.
Book a caravan at an holiday park the week before school holidays, and you'll get it for £400, and then the school holidays come. It's
nearly £1,000. Yeah.
It's just exploitation, I suppose.
I'm DJing up in Blackpool a week on Friday. Derby County are playing Blackpool on a Saturday. There's the Young Farmers Weekend, which we're involved with, and there's a Northern Soul Convention. And I'm not kidding you, mate. There's hotels and B&Bs that normally charge probably £80 a night. You're looking at £600 for 3 nights, and again, it's all exploitation, they're only charging that because they know the town's going to be packed.
Yeah.
There's a load of Derby fans staying up in Blackpool. They're all saying they're having a relegation party now. So they'll still be having a good time. And But it's ridiculous. I mean, like, even when we couldn't travel abroad, if you tried to get a hotel or B&B at a seaside resort, you're paying extortionate money.
Oh yeah. I mean, they made the most of it, didn't they? All right, I know the British tourism trade was struggling, probably needed a boost of money, but Gary Clark rubbing it in there, relegation party. He's an happy man being a Forest supporter, isn't he? Bless him. How are you, Gary? I hope you're all right. Gary's at the big night out Saturday night as well. The big fight. Dillian White.
Oh, right, yeah.
Is he gonna get that one hard punch in and put him on his arse? Ooh.
Yeah. What's your predictions for the fight then, you two?
I think Fury's got a metal chin. I can't see him go down.
I think Dillian White has obviously got an incredible punch.
And he's got a good chin.
But
he does have
if
a good
there's
chin.
one man that will stand up to it, it's Tyson, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a mad story, Dillian White, as well, isn't he? He's been stabbed 3 times, shot twice. Used to feed himself out of trash cans when he was a kid. You know what I mean? So it's an amazing
Brixton,
story.
Isn't he?
Well, he grew up in Jamaica till he was 12.
Oh, right.
And then moved over when he was 12, yeah. Crazy story.
Yeah.
But no, he's got a puncher's chance. It's heavyweight boxing,
Well,
isn't it?
yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've been listening to some of the interviews, and to be fair to Tyson, he's shown him a lot of respect, and you know, and said, you know, at the end of the day, the odds are stupid because, you know, one punch and he could put him on his arse, you know. So
I disagree, Simon.
I'll tell you what, Gaz, just getting back to these Forest fans. I mean, I'm having a look at that Championship League again. I'll tell you what, I've never seen a league so tight in my life. I mean, Millwall 7th in the league now. They done playoffs and
bloody Luton and all. Look,
that's what I mean. Luton are still up there. Forest are playing out of skins at the moment, but you know, nobody's even looking at Millwall, and they're only 1 point off the playoffs. So that's a close one. That one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think the top 2 are probably where they are now.
Yeah,
the playoffs. Yeah, so anybody's game, isn't it? Anybody's game.
Okay, in all divisions, isn't it?
Darren's saying, Cally, that he's not staying up in Blackpool, not paying £250 for one night. I watch the game and come back. Really? Are they? Because I mean, Blackpool. Whoa, Burnley 2-0.
Hey,
wow, mate. Maybe getting rid of Dyson's work then. We've said all that about what the hell, but they're getting wow. Mind you, Southampton they're a weird side. They're 1 minute they're great, and the next minute they're really weird. Southampton, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're sort of up and down like a yo-yo with how they play. They can be a real. Well, I suppose a lot of clubs are, but yeah, they're a weird one, Southampton. But yeah, that is a real big result for Burnley.
I think Southampton got 5 free kicks around the box every match. They'd probably be in the top half because that Ward-Prowse is lethal.
Yeah.
But yeah, they certainly get some big results at Southampton.
Yeah. That's really interesting result coming through. So, folks, I think we're pretty much done for time now, I think. So you on at 9, are you, Nigel?
Yeah, I'm going to have half an hour's break, get set up. And
yeah. So if you want to join Nigel on these Mixcloud, some brilliant... Oh, hang on, there's a VAR check now. Maybe it isn't 2-0. We'll just hang on to get that. So, Ian, let us know, will you, mate? We're going to hang on to see whether that is 1-0 or 2-0. But, yeah, catch Nigel 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock pretty much every night other than Saturday for some banging tunes. And there's some great banter between all the people on there as well. And you get them from all over the world, don't you, mate?
Yeah, we got Leeds, Derby, Watford. We get Kilmarnock, Scotland, Ireland come on, Canada, USA, South Africa, Australia.
There's a good bit of banter goes on there as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a look, folks. 9 o'clock every night. Mixcloud. Just go to Cally's Facebook. Although the link's up there as well, you can go to his Facebook page. I'm sure he won't mind friending you. So, last word from you then, Nige.
Last words from me. Have a great weekend. Yeah, no, we got a big St George's do at the Neptune on Saturday. They celebrate St George's Day.
Yeah, it's 23rd, yeah.
So obviously with Derby playing at home, it should be a good weekend. And I'm just going to have a bit of fun tomorrow, go and catch up with a few of my mates.
Good, good. It's confirmed 2-0, so yeah. And then Dan's come up saying Burnley in big money troubles. Dan, let's save that one for next week. Because I don't know what the details are, but there we are.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Let's find out, Dan, for next week. Simon, last word from you.
Up the gas. Can't wait for this weekend.
Oh, God, we didn't talk about that, and we're not going to now, so.
We can, Forest Green, then you need a point to go up.
I need a point to go up, and you're in a good position for playoffs, aren't you?
Well, we're 2 points outside of the automatics.
Are you really? Yeah, so this what started off as a bit of a rough season's turned into quite a good one for Rovers, isn't it?
Well, it's been brilliant. I mean, the final game of the season, we're at home to Scunthorpe. Port Vale, who are presently third, are away to Exeter, who are second. So the last game of the season, we could end up clinching it.
Kirky retiring, Nigel. Do you know what that is?
What? Who said that? What? Oh, Kirky's retiring.
Yeah.
Where's he got that
Gary
one from?
Clark. Gary Clark has.
Steve Kirk. As far as I know, Steve Kirky's not retiring. I know he put something. He put something on Facebook on April Fool's Day about he was giving a pub up, but it was April Fool's.
Oh right. Oh, is that who runs the pub where you do your?
Yeah, he's the landlord of.
Okay. Oh, because Gary knows him, doesn't he? Yeah.
Well, if he knows him, maybe he knows something I don't know. But
yeah, I think he knows him. Yeah. Right. Yeah, we'll find out for you. Okay, so that's the last word from Simon. Last word from me is bye. Look, join us next week. If you want to see the rest of the comic half hour or 13 minutes, I think it is, with Dan, please go onto our YouTube channel and subscribe and have a look. And there's plenty of other videos and stuff that's on there that's really good. But it is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Dan on his day out at the semi-finals. That's it from us then. So see you all next Thursday. And have a good one. Be safe.
Have a good weekend, guys.
See you later.